Hi there, my name is Tracy and I wanted to share with you a story. So I hung out with some friends on the weekend and most of my friends are doctors and pharmacists. Because I came from that background, I was in pharmacy, then I went into nursing, and I was debating to go into medicine and yada yada yada. And then kind of through that whole schooling process, I always had really bad anxiety, and then I started getting irritable bowel, and then I started having leaky gut and candida overgrowth. And I just knew that I didn't want to take medication for the rest of my life. I was very stubborn, but I believe in a good way. I told one of my friend's father, who owns like 3 pharmacies, and I told him how I just didn't want to be young and depend on medication like that. And you know what he told me? He told me, and I was so glad to get that support from him. He said to me, medications, drugs, it's just not effective for the bowel. And this guy knows his medications. You know, I knew that, but it was just so nice to hear that from someone in pharmacy. And I wanted to share this because my deprogram, and the way that I have healed my irritable bowel and my leaky gut is a little unconventional. But unconventional is what we need right now, especially with all these chronic syndromes and these disorders. Unconventional is exactly what we need because conventional isn't working. And I had another friend, he is a doctor of pharmacy, and he told me that he had irritable bowel disease. And it's because he has some blood in his stool, so that would make it the difference. And he was talking to me, and you know, he brought up some really interesting points, and he said, you know, logic and science has taken us so far, you know, because before the era that we lived in an era where there was, you know, there was really acute pandemics and epidemics and viruses that could have killed us by the masses, and it was, you know, vaccines and medications really saved our lives before, you know, but it's different now. You know, there are people, if you think about the war and kind of the evolution of humans in our society, it went from war and all this trauma and this fighting to now we live in a country where there's like peace that only people would dare to taste before. We have this peace and this freedom now because of everyone from past generations, what they've done to survive to get us here. And you know, I was really thinking about that and just about my parents too, and how grateful I am, really. But there's something interesting, is that even though there's so much peace and freedom that we have now in this country, in North America, we've also never before have had so many chronic disorders and syndromes, especially in the gut area. And I'm thinking, why? And I think it's, you know, I really do feel strongly in my gut, and I feel strongly in my entire being that it's because of evolution. It's just where we need to go. We're no longer surviving anymore. We're not in survival mode anymore because of before. Now we have transcended into this era where we don't need medications and vaccines the way we needed them before. Not saying that we don't need them anymore, but with bowel disorders and syndromes, it's not about relying on what has helped us acutely, but understanding why it's a chronic problem and transcending above survival, right? We live in survival mode. Like, that's the part of us that is unevolved, and it's a part evolving ourselves towards love, right? Like, towards understanding our emotions and like knowing how to process that. Like, our feelings were not important before. No one's feelings were important before, especially in survival times. There's no way that our parents and their parents knew how important it was to be with ourselves and to have a good relationship with ourselves. I mean, we're all learning right now, but I think kids that have come from families who were from like such strong survival backgrounds, especially us, where we are really sensitive and spongy in the stomach, it's catching up to us now. Like, everything is evolving. And I believe that everything is always evolving towards good. Everything is always evolving towards love. But you cannot get there without honoring the feeling process. And the thing is, we think too much now. We have to feel more. That's exactly what has healed me, is understanding emotion regulation, emotional processing, and integration, and being with the body in such a deep way, and paying attention and being present. And you know what, science is catching up, because in neuroscience there's, you know, a lot of evidence now with all these neuroscientists showing that mindfulness is so powerful in reducing stress. So it's being incorporated now in all these hospitals and schools. But with irritable bowel, you need a different kind of focused mindfulness, which is the body, somatic kind of mindfulness. And it's really about paying attention and resolving all of these survival programs and mechanisms, and undoing that and transcending above that in the way that we treat ourselves, our bodies, and each other. That is the only way to cure this huge, you know, we may not have like an epidemic or pandemic of viruses anymore, and these things like polio that used to wipe us out by the masses, but we have these chronic disorders now. And yes, medications and vaccines have kept us alive longer, but it's asking a deeper question. It's about your quality of living. And that's a big thing in nursing. Quality of life, this pain. So yeah, we may still be living right now, like a bunch of us with chronic disorders and syndromes, but how's your quality of life? How is it when you're in that much pain and taking medications and relying on these foods and just kind of being strict with certain diets? Yes, there's certain things that you can eat are healthy for you, but it's not about having this stressful relationship with food. Because when I had irritable bowel and when I had candida, yeah, I changed my eating patterns drastically, but I wasn't free. So now, yes, I eat healthy, but it doesn't kill me to eat pizza and pasta and cheese. I enjoy it in moderation, and I think that's a healthy quality of living kind of standard to really work towards, instead of being this culture that is so scared of gluten, that is so scared of whatever else it is, sugar. Because we have all this new evidence right now that's saying that sugar causes cancer and all this stuff. And it's scaring the hell out of everybody. But it's not that. It's not the cause of cancer. As soon as we blame something as small and simple as sugar, where people used to eat it all the time and nothing happened, and people in Europe and all these healthy people around the world eat sugar and nothing happens to them. But why is it North America that we are becoming so scared of food? And it should not be like that. It really shouldn't. And this is my honest truth and what I've been through. And I wanted to share these wonderful conversations that I've had with people who are from conventional medicine and healthcare, but they are supporting this way of being. And I met with another friend. I feel like it was all just kind of divine timing for me to make this video, because my other friend, she is awesome. She's a specialist doctor, and we were talking, and she was saying, Trace, you know, I do believe it's such strong emotions and trauma. 'Cause her sister has irritable bowel, I had irritable bowel, and these people are saying irritable bowel, and I'm like, why is everyone around me getting irritable bowel? And it's all that. And the energies right now of the world, right? We're just evolving, all of us. It's just how it goes. And if we do not keep up, we're going to just get more chronic disorders and syndromes. And your quality of living is not going to be very good. Please, I invite you to check out my Allow Yourself to Heal Anxiety and IBSD program that is specifically for helping you to build a better relationship between your mind and your body, how to get into your body, how to resolve the things that are causing you gut malfunction and to return back to clarity and return back to this love that's supposed to be flowing in our bodies. And that's the truth. It doesn't get, and I push this in all my videos because it's, I can't say it enough, right? Until everyone hears me, until there's something in you that says, yes, I feel that, you know, beyond the stress and beyond this crazy irritation that you're having, that you can tap in and say, yes, I get what you're saying. It is that, and this is what I need to do. So please do this for yourself and come check out my deep program. Thanks very much for watching.